So in this video, I'm going to talk about the best question to ask on every single sales call that will result in the most sales. We're going to talk about what this question is, why it is so powerful, and when exactly to ask it in the sales call. Let's not waste time. Let's jump right into it. Like I just said, from what I've seen on the calls that I've used this on, from the people that I've trained, from the sales teams that I've managed, when sales reps use this question, in particularly closers use this question, it leads to a ton of closed deals. More directly, what it leads to is them having an amazing pitch, right? When they use the response to this question in their pitch, what it leads to is the prospect feeling like what you're selling is exactly what they're looking for. So you go through this video and you find that this is a question that you're not really using yet. Try it out. I guarantee it's going to help. So let's talk about when we should actually use this question. Now, everyone knows that when you go through the discovery call, it's usually going to be some semblance of going through, their current situation, their pain, the problem that they're facing. Then you're going to usually analyze what their goals are. So where they're at, where they're trying to go. Then you want to ask some questions on maybe the solutions they've tried. You want to, overview their past pain, see like, hey, what have you tried? How did that go? How long have you been doing that for? And really get the details on the level of support that they've had in the past. And then this is where you want to plug in the question right after you've gone through those three things. Now, you can ask this question before, in between. You can ask this question anywhere, but I've found over tons of trial and error that asking it after you've overviewed kind of what they've gone through in the past, that's when this question hits the most. That's when it elicits the best response. Because honestly, if they haven't already analyzed their problem in depth, a big part of the sales call is us asking questions, not just for our sake of getting the information. We also want to give them an opportunity, give them the space to start to think about what they're going through, think about the actual problem and their goals in a level of depth that they probably haven't thought about it before. That's how you get people to realize that maybe they're in more pain than they thought they were, or they realize that their desire for the goal that they thought they wanted is a lot stronger, or they come to realization that even more is possible than they thought, or they come to the realization that they actually want different goals than they thought, or it's just giving them the opportunity to flesh out their ideas that is going to make this question hit a lot harder and elicit a much better, much bigger, much more thought-provoking response. Once you've done that, once they've really fleshed out the reason for change, the reason why they're on the call, the problems they're facing, the challenges, the goals they have, the desire, and the solutions they've tried, and everything that's failed in the past, I am going to ask them this question that leads to great results. And that question is, what level of support do you feel like you need in order to hit those goals? So they've told me the goals, they told me everything. I'm going to ask them some version of this question. It doesn't have to be that word for word, but I want them to paint me a picture, especially if I'm selling like a coaching or consulting offer. I want them to paint me a picture of what the perfect coach looks like to them. I want them to paint me a picture of what the perfect consultant, the perfect partner, the perfect solution, the perfect service they believe is going to get them to their goal, right? Because one, a big part of sales calls is not just knowing what the goal is, what the problem is, what the solutions they've tried is. I want to know how they think, what they think about their goals, what they think about the problem, why they even believe the problem is a problem, why they even have those specific goals, what the timeline is. I want to know everything about how they think. And before I present a solution, based on us going through this entire conversation, I want to know what they believe the perfect solution looks like in their mind, because that gives me an opportunity to either coach and, maybe undo some wrong thinking about what a solution should look like, or it gives me the opportunity to tie my solution directly to what it is they're looking for, as long as I provide that service, right? Because words are so, 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 so powerful. You could do a little experiment with a bunch of people, go to a bunch of people and ask them, what is the better thing? If I have, this water bottle and this is considered to me an awesome water bottle, or it's a great water bottle. If I use the word awesome or great, which word is better? Which word is higher on the scale of goodness, right? Is the word awesome better, or is the word great better? I've asked this to hundreds of people, and some people say great is the better word, and some people say awesome is the better word. So words have a lot of power, because everyone sees words and takes in words, interprets them differently. So what this question allows me to do is it allows me to hear the type of words that they use to describe the thing that's in alignment with what they're looking for, and then plug that into my pitch where necessary and where I actually do provide it. Now, I'm never going to say, hey, what are you looking for? What kind of support do you want? And then lie about my service if it doesn't actually provide the support that they said they want. But what I can use this for is to tailor it to exactly what they feel like they need, as long as that is true and it is actually what they need and it is actually what I provide, so that when I'm about to close the deal, they feel so good about the service. I'll give you an example. If I were talking to someone, I've had people come on and they say, I want someone that's going to, be with me every step of the way. When I say, hey, what support do you want? They're like, I want someone that's going to give me a custom tailored solution. I want someone that's going to be with me every step of the way. I want someone that's going to, give me their direct attention and focus so that I can, feel supported through the process. Right now, that can all be summed up by just saying you're going to get one-on-one coaching. But if I'm now pitching the service and instead of using their language, I just say, oh, by the way, you're going to get one on one coaching, it's not going to hit the same. And they may interpret one on one coaching differently from there with you every step of the way, hand holding custom tailored solution. They might interpret that differently than one on one coaching, right? So instead of saying now I would change my pitch, even though what they said in one on one coaching are kind of the same thing, I'm going to say, instead of saying one on one coaching my pitch, I'm going to say, awesome. And, the next thing we're to work on together is, I'm going to be with you every step of the way. I'm going to give you a custom tailored solution. I'm going to start plugging in their language into my pitch, so that when I'm finished with the pitch and I'm ready to actually close the deal and collect cash, I usually always ask the question, hey, based on everything we went through, do you feel like what I went through is exactly what you need to get to your goal? Every single time I've done this, every single time I've tailored my pitch in accordance with that question, and obviously other context from the entirety of the call using their language, I've always gotten the response, them saying, yes, this is exactly what I need. This sounds awesome. This is amazing. This is perfect. This is it. Right. Versus me just going in with my, set scripted word for word pitch that may or may not resonate with them. Right. Yes, they still want one-on-one coaching, but you know, they want handholding, they want custom tailored solution, they want specific way that they said it. And what I don't want to do is leave my pitch up for interpretation, right? I want my pitch to be so aligned with what they're looking for that they know that this is it and it's an easy decision for them to move forward. If you're not doing that on your calls, give it a try. I guarantee it will help a ton. I've seen it make a massive difference on my calls. I've seen it make a massive difference on the calls of the sales teams that I manage and the people that I've coached. It is huge. It's a lesson for the entirety of the call, right? When you're going through sales calls, every time, you hear them use a word, like if they say, hey, I'm just looking for an awesome strategy to implement into my business. When I'm pitching, I'm going to say, I'm going to give you an awesome strategy. I'm not going to say I'm going to give you a great strategy. I'm not going to say I'm going to give you a good strategy. I'm going to say, this is an awesome strategy for you, for your business. I'm going to use their words because then they interpret it and it feels nice. A lot of people, most people buy off of the emotion and how something feels. So I'm going to make sure that my pitch, my service, what I'm providing feels right. And doing this is one way that I do that. See you in the next video.